Record button is gone.
Keep your elbows on the table, mic close to your mouth.
Record button is engaged.
Let's go. Hove. You are not ready.
Yeah, yeah. Get
ready.
We back in the building.
Yeah, man.
Once again, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And you know what it is, man. This is Thoughts Fired. With the silent Draco.
Yeah.
We got the salads on tonight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Yeah, Thoughts Fired, man. Back here again, man. Your favorite learning list from your local neighborhood here in the capital city of Frankfort, Kentucky. You're hearing the voice right now here of Rick Redden right here, a.k.a. DJ Double. And once again, I got my guys with me as usual. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Joshua Lee Moore from the sweet southern town of Pascagoula, Mississippi.
That's right, man.
Hey, it's your boy DJ Butt Naked once again, aka DJ Young Gregory, aka G-Tech. We go by G-Tech tonight. You know what I'm saying? Technological, all of that.
What's up?
Wifey got me my Apple Watch tonight, so I'm feeling,
Macking tonight,
yeah, I'm
everybody's
feeling
Macking.
very technical tonight. You know?
Apple Mac.
Yeah. Shout out to Wifey, man. She's showing out.
Yeah,
She had the chicken last episode.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man.
Hell
Yeah, so happy Father's Day to everybody out there, man. You know, we had to take the time out here to get back in the studio, man, and give y'all the local news, the national news, the pop culture, the music, and everything else included in that. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts Fire. Let's go, man. So, speaking of Father's Day, man, it's a special occasion right now, man, because, you know, our great friend we got right here with us, he just then became a father, man, just days ago, man. So that's special. We actually have the baby that's actually here with us in the building, man. So we give it up. Golf clap. We got a clap for those. We're saying poetry.
She's back there holding it down. First and foremost, want to say shout out to the moms that are letting us come out here and do this at these hours of the night.
Got to.
Now I'm understanding like how much goes into being around a child, you know, newborns, whatever. Like the time has to be put in, and then you let somebody else take their responsibility on their own, man. That's a lot to carry. So shout out to anybody that's doing it by themselves out there, because that's a lot of work between the two of us. Like it's a lot of work, but nevertheless, though, yeah, man. I couldn't be more blessed. I had a 6-pound, 14-ounce baby girl on 6/14, 2017.
Congratulations.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Filled with pride and love and all kinds of other stuff right now, man. I've stared at her for hours. Like it's a beautiful thing, man. And you know, being in the hospital for 4 days, because the mother of my child, she had to have a C-section, so we had to stick around, and she couldn't move, you know. So the first night, I'm like thrown into the fire after everybody leaves. It's like it's on you to take care of this baby and her, you know. So I sprung into action, man, and you know, it was a struggle at times, but I pulled through. I think I did all right for a first timer. So, you know, getting accustomed to having a baby, a newborn, all that is, you know, man, I can't even explain to you the feelings I get over this stuff. I'm sure you all know.
Oh, we definitely know about that.
Yeah, right.
Welcome to the frat, brother.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
man,
club,
like when
man.
she first, like I think she looks like a mama at times, and then other times like she looks like me.
I think I seen the picture first. I said, look like you.
But every time she opens her eyes, man, she's got the same color eyes I got right now, and it's like I feel like I'm staring back at myself when I look at her.
That's
man.
beautiful. That is beautiful.
It's touching, man. So anyway, like I said, we the crazy thing about it was we go in, you know, and we had to be there early. They ended up changing our time. We had to get there at 7:30 in the morning, so had to jump up Wednesday morning and go flying on up to the hospital. We got up there, we get in there, and you know, they get her acclimated to everything and paperwork, all that stuff. Take her back there and get her ready, and they're like, here's this outfit, throw this on, we're gonna come back and get you. And then when you get in, you know, it'll be about time, right?
Yes.
I'm in there, they take her back, and they hand me this little like paper thin kind of like onesie thing that I've got to put on with some like covers over my shoes and my head, which I'm bald, like my head shaved. Like I don't even know why y'all want me to put this on, but you know I throw it all on. Well, as I'm putting the little like onesie on, man, I go to put it on and completely rip the whole back out of it. I'm like, man, I'm looking in there like, do they got extra larges in there or something like that? So I snatch another one out the cabinet, put it on. I get it all the way on, right? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of squat down a little bit to get it over my shoulder. As soon as I do, I blow the whole midsection out of my pants there. I was like, man, forget it. They just gonna have to deal with that. So I go waddling back there with these, you know, ripped whatever paper onesie I'm wearing.
Yeah, the romper off.
Right. So I get back there, you know, and as soon as I get back there, she's staring at me and she's like, I don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? She's all googly eyes. So the lady's like, you got your camera ready? I'm like, yeah, you know. And I look up and they pull this little curtain down and I can see her attached to the umbilical cord, and immediately like they pulled her out and she's screaming, crying. And we were a little worried with her coming in early, like how lungs would be developed, but she got lungs. Ain't no doubt about it. So I couldn't be more blessed, man. We got back there and we just got home Saturday, probably around 2:00. So we spent about 4 days up there in the hospital, which, you know, it was Central Baptist. Shout out to them. They were excellent. We took a little fire stick up there. Hit me out of some, right, this is what I did. So we take the fire stick up there, but you can't change to the HDMI, like the input, because they don't have a remote that can do that. Okay. So we had a scare one night. We got up there. I had the fire stick. We had to stay overnight. We couldn't get it to switch over. Yeah. So we went and got a universal remote. Right. Got up in there. My baby's first season, or my baby's first TV series was Kenny Powers. She watched Eastbound and Down every season. Yeah. So hilarious. We sit up there and chuckle, had a good time, made the most of it. But man, like I said, I'm super blessed, and I know,
blessing, man.
I now know what all y'all been going through the last. Well, not completely. I still got a ways to go, but these first couple nights are really like they've been strenuous. But it's the thing about it is, and I won't keep talking too much, but like I noticed like. Any other time, like when I'm laying around, it's time for me to get up and do something. I'm pouting to get up, you know, like, oh man, I gotta get out of bed. I gotta get up and go do something. As soon as I hear that baby cry, it's no thought. It's like, yeah, just immediately. Like I spring out and it's like, I ain't worried about nothing else. Just like, please stop crying, baby. Please stop crying. Yeah. You know, I'm talking to her, so she's got me wrapped already, man. And I know y'all got daughters and stuff. So
that's beautiful,
yeah,
man.
It's awesome. But anyway, awesome. Yeah. So hope y'all both had a great Father's Day, because I know y'all well deserving of it. I've watched y'all from.
You got the best gift, so we can't top the gift. You got,
but it's not about top. I'm saying I've watched you two guys as fathers over the years, and like if I'm after that, y'all, I'm doing something. You guys are amazing fathers for real.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. Especially this guy over here. That's super dad.
Man, you got your own. You could swing in that ballpark too, buddy. You doing a good job. Yeah,
man. I seen a little photo collage. Wifey had of you today. It was beautiful.
Right.
You was teaching the son how to cut grass in one. You was coaching one.
Right.
And then you was doing everything in one. I said, that's my guy right there. Man.
You doing it the right way. Like, you know what I'm saying? You a husband. Like, that's a commitment, man. That's shout out to you for real. Like, don't downplay that. You really took that step that none of us took, you know. So
I love to one day.
We out here.
It'll be 10 years in November.
You got to. I remember being there that
night. I remember that too. I definitely remember that day. Yeah. Oh, so like you said, Father's Day gifts. You had your Apple Watch showed out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You had the nice little setup. I seen you eating good lobster and things like that. The drinks was looking nice too.
We had lobster, steak. She made a fire stir fry, shrimp, steak, chicken, rice. It was fire. It was like a pineapple or something, bro.
Yeah.
It was
that's what's up. Hell yeah. Good daddies deserve that. Y'all told me last episode I said I wanted a MacBook for Father's Day, and here I am this episode.
She must at least we got a listener. Leah's listening. I heard you. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna give us some props on that. We can give us some props.
Shout out to Leah. We know she holds it down too. Like I said.
Yeah. Hey, but great Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, we just love the the fact that we can sit here and be good fathers and raise these kids. And I love the fact that my guy, I texted him, I said, welcome to the cool table. That's what
That's right.
I said. I did text him, that's what I said.
I got my lunchbox and all that. New Kids on the Block lunchbox. I'm parking it right next to you.
Well, let me ask you guys something. So do you think that having a father growing up determines the type of father that you guys will be? Like, for example, I didn't necessarily want to be like my father so much because I wanted my father to stay with my mother, right? Which is why a lot of I value commitment so much. You know,
Right.
I just really want to stay with my wife, and I want to be a family. I want to be a husband, and I want my kids to see me every day. And I wonder, does the way my father, or the way, or lack of having a father, or whatever, determines on what type of father you'll be growing up?
I honestly think that, you know what I'm saying, there's an advantage there if a kid has that in their life. Clearly, you know, there's not going to be so much confusion with some things, maybe, you know what I mean? They might have to not learn it on their own or the hard way per se,
Right.
you know, but like, you know, my situation, like I had two great parents growing up. You know, my dad was there, you know, he worked hard, he spent a lot of time working, you know, and he was, you know, he's like my old man. He's like my friend. You know what I'm saying? He's my buddy. Like, if I wanted to drink a beer, if I was going to do something bad, like, I knew I could tell him. And, you know, like a buddy said, he got a heart that'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket. Like, he's,
Right.
you know, that kind of guy, give you the shirt off his back and stuff. But, you know, as far as, like, my mother was the more dominant, like, parent, like, figure. You know what I'm saying? So I won't discredit my father in any way. Like, he was there. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I don't have any complaints about my childhood. Like, my parents raised me. They was 17 and 19 and had,
Right.
you know, 2 other kids right behind me. So they, you know, barely out of being teenagers, raising 3 boys, you know. So, you know, shout out to both my parents. My father, you know, he, like I said, he's got his faults like we all do, but, you know.
Right, and that's not to discredit my father because he was amazing, but
Yeah.
the deal is,
Oh, I didn't want to be my dad at all either.
right.
I did.
I just, you know, I remember as a kid, I just hated the fact that, you know, I had to, like, I would spend a summer with my father and then we would have to part ways.
Right.
Or when he was overseas doing his
You wanted him to
job.
be with, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what I don't want for my children.
Right.
Okay, I believe, in answering your question, I believe it's a both way thing. I mean, I feel like, for one, the kid that has the father that's there setting that example of what to do, you know, you have that kid that says, hey, I had an amazing dad and I want to be just like him, or, you know, strive to be better than him. And then on another note, you have a kid that's left, you know, with a fork in the road. I can go and, you know, even though I didn't have a father in my life, I can go and be the total opposite of that because I know how it felt for that person not to be there in my life. So I don't want to feel that feeling. Or you can go to take the opposite road, you know, and you see what's going on now. You have a bunch of kids that's lost out here that's being raised by maybe this new hip hop, you know, culture, you know, thinking this stuff is, you know, really a real life thing. You know, they're really out here and they're not really thinking about what they're doing, and, you know, and just don't even care about life in general because they really hasn't have that person there to guide them, to show them, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I can't speak from a daughter's perspective, but I think having a father in the house, like if you're a son, he doesn't need to be that, like, your mother is that, like, that crutch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly, yeah.
if you have a, you know, depending on the fact that you have a good mother in your home, like not everybody has that, but I'm thinking like if you have a mother and a father, your dad doesn't have to be, especially if you got a son, like he's not going to be overly sensitive towards you and things like that. He doesn't have to show you the emotions and the love and stuff. You expect that from your mother because that's your, you know, you they baby. Like they're going to show you love all the time if they that kind of mother. And you know, the father is somebody that more or less just needs to show you like the ins and outs of being a man. Now, like raising a daughter, I'm just now getting tossed into that fire.
Right,
so,
exactly.
you know, with me, like I've got a million different questions that I have to answer myself, but I want myself to raise my daughter and her mother to raise her. And no matter what decisions we make on her, like I want that to be our decisions and not influenced by, you know, what like the proper like culture, like what people assume to be the right way around here. You know what I mean? Like if my daughter wants to, you know, to not jump on, but like as far as like interracial dating, like I mean I have to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that like are gonna come to the table, and I don't want to be a part of any of that. Like, and I'm assuming, you know, very much so that she feels the same way.
Right.
And I, you know, raising a girl, like I don't know if y'all can give me any input, but I have literally 1,000 questions that have ran through my
biggest
mind.
thing-
Like, and she's not even close to dating, but it's just like I know I'm gonna have to deal with these later on in life. Like,
Well,
you
my
know.
daughter is dating, and
Yeah.
it's challenging. It truly is. The biggest thing that I can say that I have done is just basically stayed in my daughter's life. Like I
Right.
wanted it to be that she does not need to depend on any other man. And I've stressed that to my daughter plenty of times. You know, I've talked to her like, I will be everything that you need me to be.
Right.
So you don't have to go searching for some little boy to take care of you,
Yeah.
or to make you feel like you're a
Right,
woman.
like somebody cares about you.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
You trying to fill a void that you don't
Exactly.
completely understand really, and you might fill it with the wrong person.
Right, exactly. So that's my biggest thing, and you got to educate him because
Right.
she's about to be 14, and
Yeah.
you know, like,
Man.
And I've been with you since she was a baby. Like I've known you since she was a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like in 14 years goes by fast. So I'm
Go
thinking to myself, and not just in
extremely.
interracial dating, just one thing, dating in general. Like you
Dating
know what I
in
mean?
general.
Like the way I see these young boys are today, the way these girls act today. Like
And
what kind of world am I
they're-
bringing my
and
child
I was just
into?
gonna say they're so more advanced than we are because they're so more exposed to stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
My
true.
daughter watches Orange Is the New Black.
Right.
That's how I got hooked onto it.
Yeah.
With her.
That's
but
crazy.
flip side to this is that she's making straight A's in school. She's going to, you know, she's
Kids
doing
are
exactly
clearly
what she's supposed
exposed.
to do.
Yeah.
Right.
But she is so much more exposed and advanced. I mean, I've taken her phone.
Right.
I've talked to you guys on some private notes about
Right.
things.
Yeah.
And it's true. But I just have to tell you that you have to just be.
But she's gonna fail, you know. And even if it comes down to something that's literally gonna break your heart, like
Yeah.
you can't, like you know, I would assume that you can't. It had to be something really horrific for you to just quit on her. You know what I mean? And I don't even
Oh,
know what that would
definitely
take. You know what I'm saying?
It would-
So
I
like
would
with the
def-
kids, women, they're gonna make mistakes just like we do. And I know I have no right to judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? So with my daughter, man, I'm excited, but I also know what kind of world we live in, and I know like you know the worries
Just
I've had
gotta be
before in life.
transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
well, for one, like you said about, I mean, these kids nowadays, we live in that social media world now where everything is just like thrown at them, like they can pick up a phone and be exposed to the whole world at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm leery about these young kids that have phones, or that's like, you know, like they're my kids' age that come over to their house and have phones. I'm like, for what? You know, when you're a young age as a parent, you know where your kid's going to be at all the time. You know,
Right. I mean, we grew up in the age where you were monitored. Like I remember when my mom was like, "Get off the phone at 10:00." We walking around with a cordless phone at best. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
you got a
Oh,
corded phone
definitely.
in your room or something. You know what
But
I mean?
I will say though, it is a lot convenient for me to be able to call Nyla because she's always in like dance or whatever, and they're
Yeah,
going
that's true.
off
Right.
cheerleading or whatever, and she's caught like, Dad, we're
but when
in
you're that
Frankfurt.
age and that busy,
You know,
Yeah.
But we- but we
but
that
it's
like
also like you said, you know, she's also exposed to YouTube, social media,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else. So she's exposed to everything.
Well,
but when she was 9
so
and
she
10,
has to be educated.
but when she
But
was
what
9
it
and
boils
10,
down
you
to
think-
is
When she was 9
it
and
seems
10,
like
they bringing the phones
seems
over
like-
now. They got YouTube. You know,
Would you-
YouTube is more popular than the actual television.
would you agree though that like basically each year that they kind of that they're on this earth, they lose a touch of innocence as they grow
definitely.
up. So you know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Like each year they're kind of losing a
true.
little more
Definitely.
innocence,
I
and then
have a 14-year-old,
you have to
a
completely
10-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Yeah, so you
Right.
got the whole
So I can
cycle
see
you
the
hitting
whole-
for right.
Yeah.
Everything that you say.
You know
Yeah.
me, I got 10, 9, and 6 and 6.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm on the way.
A week old yet. So, but no, that's what I'm getting at is like, with that being said, you know, that like you literally have to constantly like transition from being a provider. Like I have to be a nurturer for this child right now. Everything that she does depends on me. To then you gotta like figure that line out where you start letting them get their independence, but you don't, you got to monitor that because then they might go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can't give them too much at once.
That's true, too. You
Yeah,
gotta-
so it's a lot to be said about parenting, man. It's I'm filled with pride, but I also, I
Well,
mean,
let's just say,
yeah.
this is, a big shout out to Run Plaza, people just being parents, period. You know what I'm saying? Then in this day and age, we see so many people that just, we see some, them out there. They just, it just
be there.
Like I said today in the post I made, I seen this commercial, had a wrestler in it, which is like, it was about being a father, but it was a wrestler in the commercial, which is kind of like, okay, you got like like a fictional professional, but anyway, but it said it only takes a moment to make a moment, you know what I'm saying? And I really like that quote right there, because a lot of people don't realize that being a parent and being somebody that's there, it doesn't cost you anything. You can go with your kids and say, let's walk around the block. Let's walk and talk. That may mean something to them. Let's walk to this park over here. Let's do anything.
Right.
Shoot some basketball. Let's just go sit somewhere. Spending that time with them is the most valuable thing to them. When I had no kids, and that's why I had my first kid, it was just like, hey, man, just think to myself, like, what else do you do that's more important than, you know what I'm saying? You know, like,
I was telling you earlier, like the couple of days I spent in the hospital where she was kind of bedridden, I'm realizing what kind of work it is for one person to just have to like take on that responsibility. So like when I leave the house and I'm gone for a few minutes, I'm constantly in the back of my mind knowing, you know, that baby could have used the bathroom. She's probably fighting it right now to get clothes on it and stuff. And here I am just out like leaving it all on her right now. So, and granted, I'm just in a brief window of parenthood right now. So I'm not trying to put myself on any type of pedestal. I'm just saying that like that's what goes into my mind. Like when I'm gone, I'm like, okay, I've made the decision to leave, but then it's like, all right, whatever you doing, like it's not important enough to spend any extra time, get it done, and get your ass back home.
Well, I'm just saying the fact that you have that thought mentality already, this lets me know that you on the way, you're already on the right thinking path of, you know what I'm saying, of doing that, because
just
you know,
being there, like you said,
being there, like I said, being there is the most important thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and not to sit here and
let's not
get bushy about all this stuff like that, man. But you know, you're just dealing with people.
It's a big moment in my life, man. If you're a listener, we don't mean to bore you for so long with it, but I'm like I said, I'm just overly excited.
And then you got, you know, aside from him, just them, you know, becoming a father, you got two other fathers in the room here who really, you know, who stand on that and really can, you know, have pride in doing that and really love to do it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I said, you know, Father's Day, everybody had a great weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Leroy.
Yeah, I did another wedding. The wedding season's crazy right now, man. Like,
everybody's getting married. Everybody's having babies.
Man, like, you know, I did another wedding this weekend. It was actually a good time. It was a good time, man. Like, you know, and I got to find out that you know, Mac and Windows really don't get along. You know what I'm saying? I figured it out.
You know what you need, man? Y'all need an assistant. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need an assistant. I just need to come to the weddings, you know, as your assistant. I carry the heavy stuff and just act. I'll wear some geek glasses so I look like I'm some sort of technician.
Hey, we'd love.
Can you fix that speaker right there? Hurry up real quick, Josh. Get that. That's why. That was the extra $25 that I charged y'all. That's what we paying him for.
Yeah. But aside from doing that this weekend, I actually did something I've been waiting for quite some time.
What is that?
I've been waiting for it.
What is
I was
that,
like
brother?
a kid. I was like,
what is it, brother?
I had to go on the first night.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait. I didn't pirate it.
Tell him.
I didn't Fire Stick.
Tell him.
I didn't Cody.
Tell him.
I had to support this.
Tell him.
June 16th.
Yeah.
Is actually his birthday.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT in my eyes. We all know that the Tupac, All Eyes on Me, biopic dropped.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
This weekend. It dropped this weekend in theaters. I had to go see it, man. I've been waiting so long to see this movie, guys. Like, I've been waiting forever to see it.
It's in production like 10 years, bro.
It's been shut down. It been shut down.
It went through about 3 different directors.
Yeah.
So did they have to wait till his mother passed before they did? I heard some stuff.
No, she was involved. She was involved.
She was involved in it. But I saw several interviews with LT Hutton, who was executive producer of the film, and she, you know, it was a struggle with the two of them. She didn't want specific scenes in the movie, but then again, as he explained, that it was necessary to explain the true essence of Tupac and what he really was.
That's true. Now, of course, we've seen online. We've seen the hate that's getting, you know, it's getting a lot of hate online and
People
stuff like that, man. People not liking it and
so
stuff like that.
So you two went and seen it both this weekend, correct?
I went and saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it Saturday.
Well, let's all right, Greg, start off. Let's hear what you got to say about it. Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. I thought it was very educational.
You don't want to give nothing away that people might be listening.
No, I'm not going to tell any of the story.
Right.
I mean, even though we all know the story.
Well, we know the story. Yeah, I mean, you can give them some high points.
I don't want to kill it because I do think it's something that we need to support, and I do think it is a great message because it was very educational. The film itself, I was not impressed with the acting.
Right.
I thought they could have did a better job. I thought that they were so primarily focused on the lookalikes, i.e. Tupac and Suge. Maybe even a little bit of Jada, if you want to say something.
It was
like
more
that.
about like let's get guys that look like them and not act like them.
Act like them, and then they fell totally off of Snoop. I mean, he sounded like
he sounded just like Snoop.
He sounded like
he sounded just like Snoop. He didn't look like Snoop, but he sounded just like
Snoop. They
Snoop.
should have got Nipsey Hussle to play that role.
Man, I think Suge
been good.
Dropped the ball. The dude that played Suge, he felt so feminine.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
if you he was
Like,
feminine.
he was feminine, dog.
That he
I was
did, yeah,
like,
I was say
whoa.
Suge is like Biff Tannen, the like gangster black
Man.
version and shit. Like he's the
Like,
guy that
he
like
shut it- like,
he
when
just
Suge
walks
was-
up like yeah, I'll kick your ass. All right,
Yeah,
It's
like,
understood.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah.
like the dinner scene. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like.
It didn't even feel like a bully move right now.
Right.
okay.
Exactly.
So basically, what your point is, great message for the industry.
Great educational film. Like, I don't know how
So they
different
were-
parents would feel about this, but I want my daughter to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's a legend. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, I cannot wait to teach my daughter about hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, I really can't. I can't wait to explain to her, like, the metaphors and the reason why I love the genre of music and whatnot. Like, I don't give a damn. Hey, you know, look, I'm going to be around my daughter as much as I possibly can. So, when it comes to curse words and, like, things that are said, when she's old enough to understand them, I explain them to her and what they mean and, like, what's being done as far as the art of hip hop is concerned.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, not to stray away from too much topic, like, yeah, I would want my kids to see something like that too. But we all know how those a lot of those music movies,
Yeah.
like in the NWA,
Straight
That was
out of
great.
Compton.
that was a good one. And I really I anticipated it being poorly put together because it's hard to make those movies
And,
good.
and that,
Well,
that
that's
may
what I
be the
said.
fault of All Eyes on
Here's
Me.
my
I
thoughts
thought
on it.
let's see your
Being, you know, a huge Tupac fan, like, you know what I'm saying? I rode all the way up there listening to Tupac
Tell
on
the real
playlist.
now.
I
Going
was
in,
riding. I was
yeah.
like, I can't wait
Tell the
to.
real though.
I'm going to say that it was as good as we're going to get a Tupac movie.
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying, like, it wasn't great,
Right.
Right.
but this is for someone who's been passed on for 20 years, 21 years now.
Right.
Well, not September, so 20 years.
It's been long enough for a story to be
Right.
told.
So it's been also for story told. But you got to think about the people that have been around Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like, Suge locked up. You know, I mean, I don't know too many people that was around that can still tell that story.
So was it very Hollywood influenced? Like, did it get down to the actual like?
It
was
did. It really
It
painted
was
a picture.
factual. It was based off facts. For
And
the
the thing
most
about
part.
it is, if you really knew the history of Tupac, you know what I'm saying? For one, I think people that are, you know, not as old and, you know, as old as someone like, you know, some of us who really lived in that era,
Right.
who really lived with that era, like, you know what I'm saying, of music and videos and tapes and stuff like that. I think they really can appreciate it because knowing the history of it, like seeing these stories unfold in a movie, like, ooh, I remember when it happened.
because that's us. Yeah.
Right,
that's-
I remember when it happened.
But you also got to think, man. To know Tupac, it's a prorated. He was only 25.
Right.
So if you knew him for 3 years while he was rapping, you damn near knew him his whole life.
That's
I
true.
mean, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
everything is prorated.
Yeah, you're right. Because both of them, like when it comes to him and Biggie, they both died super young.
Super young.
And you only got a taste of them. Like Tupac was, you know, he was a part of the music scene when he was with Digital Underground and all that
Digital
stuff like that.
That's in the movie. That's all in the movie.
Tupacalypse came out way before Ready to Die.
Yeah, I just feel like,
yeah,
listen, man, it was very educating.
better than the Biggie movie.
Let me get to that.
All right.
It was very educating to Tupac. I feel like it was as good as going to get it. I love the storylines. I love how it showed everything. The ending could have been a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It was this how this ended, like, you know what I'm saying, like the way it ended on
Right.
that. I think that it was like I said, if I had to grade it, I'm gonna give it a B plus.
So should I wait till I can stream it on Fire Stick, or should I go to the movie?
Support
theater?
that. Support it, man.
I was the
What you
first.
grade?
Like,
No, what's that? One.
yeah. What's your grade?
I'm biased because I'm a huge Tupac fan.
I can't give it a B plus for definitely. I will go
Midterm grade, pass fail.
because I'm gonna tell I'm gonna give it a B simply because I want to tell everybody to go support the film.
Right.
It's a great educational film if you're not really familiar with Tupac and if you vaguely know other stories.
Right.
And it will also make you go and research Tupac.
That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
yeah.
So with that being said, I will give the film a B, and because of how hard it was
Right.
to make this film, and to get this film actually out there, I will give it a B.
Tupac, the persona to me, might be the greatest. Like when we were kids, he was the most rebellious, like gangster, just like intelligent, like all these things brought into one that would just like blow your mind. Like
Right.
he was a powerful dude. Now, like I said, I'm a huge Biggie fan. Like when the Biggie movie came out, I went to the movie theater that night. We had to fight through the sheriffs and stuff. They was IDing people and taking people for warrants and shit up there. Like and they only showed it one night in Lexington, right?
Wow.
So me and buddy Gino, we went up there and seen it. You know, shout out to him. We went up there and checked it out, man, and it was crazy. They literally had cops everywhere. They showed it one night in Lexington, and it was good. I don't want to say it was good. It was cool to see that like on film in Hollywood to actually embrace it enough to make a movie about it. But Biggie's more of a hip hop. He's more of a man's man when it comes to hip hop because he's not so much Hollywood. Like kind of Pac wasn't intentionally Hollywood, but you could not put a camera in this dude's face.
Well,
like
exactly. He was an actor. He had movies, something like that. And it's like,
and he gave you what you wanted. Like whatever you wanted from him, he was gonna give it to you.
It's all there in the movie. And you know, right now I can't say because I watched the Biggie movie, you know, a few times. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't say if it on first watch. On first watch, I can say that I like the Biggie film on first watch. But if I and tell you, I had a terrible seat in the movies. I sat in the front row.
I said the third. I
Your
said the
ass
third
was
row.
6'9".
But I had
in the front row.
we was fly with the recliners and all that stuff. But I can say that on first watch, it was a great movie in my opinion. Because I'm a Tupac fan and everything.
Right,
like that.
right.
So,
It was
Go check it
very
out.
educational to understand. I mean, but then again, I'm such a fan. I know this story.
Yeah, but like if you saying it's educational though, like where like you got to give the people some more than that. Like
educational as far as on Tupac.
Right. So it
like,
basically does it give him like the Juilliard, like it's talking about all that? It goes through
how he was in Baltimore. And
right. All that's in there. I mean, it's all. It's where he met Jed at, you know, and it's like then it shows him in the movies.
Right. What about the remember the murder rap joint? I remember you telling me about this, right? So I watched it. I remember I seen it. It came on like I had a cable box, and I think it came on like Showtime or something one day. And I remember you and K Hill talking about it one day, and I just happened to catch it. I remember recording it, and I got home and I watched it, and like it basically gave the rundown of what I mean. It was.
I believe that story.
Yeah,
man.
I do too. I do too. Because
if anybody don't know what he's talking about, it's a
documentary,
like a documentary called Murder Rap.
Yeah,
go and watch it, man. It gives a deep, in-depth detail about the beef between Biggie and Pac and what happened between the two, and man,
and how it was basically like they were kind of puppets, man. Like other people coerced this whole thing, and they became the casualties of it. Like there was two people that really were just at each other's throat.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, we lost two revolutionary guys. Like these guys were transcending hip hop to the point where like you could like talk about this in a manner like it was brilliant. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I'd like to get on that. We all know if you were, but
I mean, that's why I think Tupac is one of the greatest ever to do it because I mean, just the range of his songs, man.
And we
like
lost them so young.
I had a playlist going. I'm like, gosh, you know, listen to thing like you know, what I'm saying Changes, and then you listening to Hail Mary, and you listening to,
and it would be dope right now. Like if it came out, it would be dope right now.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
So that's why he holds the top ranking in me.
Right.
In my
Man, I could put
ever.
How Do You Want It on right now, and everybody gonna get up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You can put on story to tell, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there's not too many rappers that can jump on a mic and just do that. Like, and you know, Biggie didn't write his raps. Like, that's Jay will tell you. Like, I mean, it's well documented. These guys was one take in the booth, like on site, and then Pac, like I said, he get a notepad and he would write some shit that would really, you know, touch you. Like,
That's what's up. Hey,
let's move on. Let's move on off the.
Well,
Pac.
you know, sadly enough, you know, in the sports, you know, we don't have too much to talk about because it ain't basketball's over with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but we do have the NBA draft coming up. And the big news in the draft now is that the picks got switched around. The Boston traded their pick with the 76ers.
Have they confirmed that yet?
Man, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed, man. You know
I seen where it was potential, but I didn't know that anything was confirmed.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll just talk while this, you know, while you look it up on your new iMac Mac pad, Max
phone,
pad
man.
pimping over here. He taking a bite out of apples.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Yeah, that's what everybody says, man. You know,
I just write notes down, man. I'm a
Hard
mental.
work. But like I think it's confirmed, man. And you know, everybody
Did you find
knows
it?
everybody knows the top four. Everybody knows the top four picks. I believe. We know we're gonna talk about. Of course, you know who you want to go number one.
Yeah, Fox ain't gonna go number
Fox
one. I don't
ain't
think,
gonna
nah.
one.
I mean, I think Fultz is literally like he impressed the Sixers, and from what I read, they really wanted him. I've heard Magic really wanted him, and I think the Celtics are in a position where they can trade because, like, I don't think Isaiah Thomas is a max contract guy. I think he's good, and if you could build around him, then you can kind of keep him for scoring purposes. And you know, he's not a guy you want to lose, but at the same time, if you draft a Fultz or you draft a Fox or something like that, you pretty much are letting him know that he's going to get gone. So,
Why do people say that? Why is it Isaiah
he's not a
Thomas
good
max?
defender. He's not a good defender. And in this draft,
Any kid in the NBA that averaged 30 points is
but Greg, they have the
value.
number one overall pick though. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So if you're taking the number one overall pick,
and you see what they're doing. They're shopping it.
there's nobody else really. This is a guard heavy draft. You got
Definitely.
Tatum and Jackson on the wing, who, you know, they're good players, but I don't think per se like the Celtics really need that. Like if they can get a guard like Fultz, who is a bigger guard, more explosive, athletic, and you can turn into a John Wall-esque type guy, or more like a guy that can.
They shop Isaiah for that.
Yeah,
No, they're not going to.
I don't think they'll get rid of him
They're
off,
not gonna shop
off
us.
top, but I
So-
think
Are they
that-
gonna put him on the floor?
I seen that they were. I seen that they were trying to trade with the Lakers too. I seen that Julius Randle was looking to get like they were talking about trading him to Boston, and basically I think the Sixers were going to trade their pick, and then there was a future pick involved in it. I think maybe.
You see the,
I seen it on the timeline.
Paul George said he's leaving today.
Where's he going?
Oh,
You don't know. He just said he didn't. He just saying that
He's not going to Indiana.
He's not. 2018. He won't be playing.
LA is not going to sit around too much longer. They're going to make a move in free agency, and they're going to get a draft pick this year that they feel comfortable with. Now, do you think they take Ball, or do you think they surprise everybody and take Fox? I mean, Fox has had some good workouts with them, and
It's sad because
they're all good though.
I'm kind of a ball hater now just because it's Pops. I hate to say that. Like,
You know what? I think Magic.
just as Pops made you a ball hater, or was you actually like a ball lover before?
no. I can't even
never
say
been
that.
a ball lover?
I'm not.
You never
never
loved
loved
balls?
No.
You don't like balls?
No, I don't
I'm
like
kidding.
balls.
No, let's
I
get back to the
feel-
topic. I just couldn't ever. Yeah,
Balls.
he didn't even catch it, did he?
I did catch it.
Where'd you catch him?
I love these guys. They're crazy. Other news in sports. This is quick thoughts. This is quick thoughts for real quick. Diana Taurasi, she passed.
Oh yeah, Tina
Thompson.
Thompson. I
You
seen
know,
that.
she's down the highest score in the WNBA. For you know, what I'm saying we got shots to the WNBA.
She's cold.
She was cold in college, man.
Yeah,
Diana
she's
Taurasi
cold
was
in the NBA.
dope.
And if y'all didn't see, what's her name, Holly Holmes, she kicked somebody's head off this weekend. The girl was taunting her, like she was putting her hands down, like you know.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and she kicked her forehead off. You know what I'm saying? Gotta see that.
Word.
Yeah, but that's.
What about what Louisville baseball do? Anybody catch
I'm gonna
that?
keep it real, man. The weather was so bad on this Father's Day until I did, man.
Watch
I said it
baseball.
here. I watched the Louisville baseball game today.
All right.
You know, it's my first time watching the season. I ain't gonna
Hells
front.
bells.
You know, I seen the commercials come on 2:00. I said, I'm gonna check it out. You know,
The hard Cardinal fan just decided
Yeah,
on
you know,
a rainy day,
I
I'll
got-
flip it over there and
Yeah.
check out my team who's in the World Series.
I'm not a baseball fan, man. I'm not.
College World Series. Oh hey, yeah, thunderstorm. Turn on baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I seen our
That's funny.
Brandon Mackey. You know, it's a guy. He got.
Kid, I told you he's
Yeah,
dope,
he
man.
did. He's already drafted to number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
Number
Yeah, I said
Was
that
it-
on the last
who got it?
podcast. Tampa.
Bay?
Yeah.
I seen him go to work today, man. We actually looked good today. We came out a second inning. We went up 4 or 5-0. It was basically over after that. Playing catch up.
Who
after
did y'all
that.
beat?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, good baseball school out of the SEC. I don't know how that series really works. I should probably keep up with it better, especially.
I think it's
Us being
is it
people
one
talk
of the,
about
they play
sports.
more than because I feel like the ladies they played
I
more
would
than once.
say that it's probably best out of 3 as far as those series go, especially that close because the Super Regionals are best of 3, so I wouldn't
Okay.
imagine they would scale back after that.
Okay.
But don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So we got the we forgot so now they got the NBA awards coming up on the 26th, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
The MVP's coming up.
MVP's coming up, I believe, and
Everybody
of course,
still consists of Russell Westbrook.
yeah, I don't think did anybody outplay him even in the playoffs besides Durant.
Durant put on a special.
The last one,
man.
after the last series he did.
So let me ask y'all this though, and not to just go back to the finals talk. I know we've already had that discussion, but with Durant, are you going to look at this like? Because I don't think the Golden State could have beat them without him.
Yep, me too.
Okay,
I don't either.
I really don't think they could have beat him.
That's 30 extra points a game.
And are you gonna Are you really does his legacy take a hit for being on this team?
Yes.
I don't say it takes a hit, but we're not going to sit here and fully respect that and say, oh, you really went hard for the championship.
That is a hit.
But why though?
Because in every argument, the rebuttal is going to be.
But you just acknowledged that they can't beat that team without him.
Right.
Okay, so they went and did what they had to do to beat that team.
Which is great.
That's
okay.
great.
So now his legacy is forever tarnished.
Some would argue that he could have beat that team with Oklahoma
He had
City.
a 3-1.
Yeah, okay. Some would argue that, but he didn't do it.
But this is the thing. You asked if it would take a hit. Now, the rebuttal for every argument of saying why he is that good will be that he had to join Steph Curry in the best.
Well, a team that broke the record for wins the season before.
Right.
Who you had them 3-1.
Fair enough.
Who you had them 3-1.
Fair enough.
Who you should have beaten.
Fair enough.
With the team.
That's what makes it worse. Okay, I feel like if he joined them,
if he'd have went to Washington and did that, it would not have been a stain on his record.
if he joined them on a down season they had,
if he went to Cleveland,
Oklahoma.
I wouldn't even have been because for the simple fact that Golden State had 73 wins and he had them dead to rights in the playoffs. He could have went to any other team in the NBA besides the Golden State Warriors.
I just feel like
does that
And I would've
73
respected
wins
him
still hold the same weight though that they didn't win the title? Because I mean, to
it
me,
doesn't.
Mike was 72 and 10 and won it. So to me,
what the 73 wins means is that was the best team in the regular season, and that's the team that he.
Okay, Peyton
ran
Manning
to.
was a regular season champ his whole fucking life. He got 2 Super Bowls, one he didn't mean to get.
Right, and if the best player in the league, and if the second best player in the league would have went to Peyton Manning's team,
But we're talking regular season though.
I
LeBron
just
in the
think the fact
playoffs,
he
like
did it the
LeBron
next
in the
year.
playoffs, it's a different beast than what you going to play. Especially they're only going to meet them in the championship.
And I'm not disputing. I'm not talking about any of that.
Right.
I acknowledge all of that. I'm talking about.
But you're
Kevin
basically
Durant
saying-
decided to go to the best team in the NBA
next
during
year.
the regular
I still
season.
think his season was insane.
it had to
Oh,
be.
it was, but I mean, LeBron. Okay, put LeBron on Golden State. And
LeBron's
ask if
season
his
was insane too, but at the same time, no, they didn't win the title. So I mean, where are we at with that?
We're not because the
So you said, is your argument that he should be the MVP?
I'm saying that if anybody could even compete with Russell Westbrook right now, the only other option is to say Kevin Durant.
That's
and
cool.
if you're saying that it's based off his team, I think that's a little bit crazy because that dude is.
But it's
That
most.
was
Now, don't get me
insane.
wrong. I'm not saying
He
it
was
don't help.
insane at Oklahoma City, and he was insane at Golden State. Except they won because it was a better team.
I don't think
The best team
you could see
in
how
the
much
regular
chemistry that he and Steph Curry had.
Man, look
I think
how easy that is.
we
a
all
perfect
know,
system for
but we all know.
for
Listen,
Kevin
though,
Durant.
check
I
this out though.
understand that.
Hear me out though. All right, Russell Westbrook is way better than Steph Curry. He's I mean, the dude's not as cerebral, but he is insanely talented on the basketball court.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to tell me right now that you think that Steph Curry is better than him, we would have an argument based on the fact that you're going to say that because he can shoot, he handles the ball, he probably doesn't do as many stupid things on the court, but he's out there with a loaded
It's
team.
not Steph Curry.
What I'm going to say
It's
though
Steph
is
Curry,
I think
Klay Thompson.
yeah, but Steph
Draymond
Curry is
Green.
capable of playing with Kevin Durant and saying, "Look, I'm gonna get mine, but please get yours."
It's a lot
Russell Westbrook
easier
is
when
out
you
there
got
kind of
four
like, "I'm
others."
getting mine. If you get yours, it's whatever." Like
That's-
he doesn't seem like the most
But
like
you're
easy person.
misunderstanding.
Like his,
okay, that's all true. But the difference is,
you don't think his personality is a little crazy?
I think so a little bit.
definitely.
You think it would be hard to
Definitely off. He's definitely.
He
off
seems
his
like the
rocker.
live wire kind of guy that
He's
could
gotta
get mad
be.
at you for some stuff that you would be sitting around looking at him going, why are we mad at each
Crazy,
other?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not shaming KD for leaving Oklahoma
And I
City.
think that's why he did, because he couldn't. I think that he did. You
And
know,
that's cool. And he
yeah.
had a great opportunity to go to the best team in the league and get a chance.
May I insert a metaphor?
What's that?
All right. So if Kevin Durant's choosing between two girls, you got a really attractive girl that, you know what I'm saying, she comes from a good family, got some money, blah, 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 whatever. She's like, you know, you good. If you end up with her, like, you good. Whether you really make it or not, you ain't gonna be in a predicament.
True.
Then you got on the other side, fuck whoever's listening, if they get mad at it, for lack of a better word, you got a project bitch. You know what I'm saying? And is, you know, like, she's down to do whatever the hell you need done to get, you know, whatever you need done. Like, she's just that type of girl.
Right.
But she's crazy as all get out. So, you know, you got, like, if you have to, like, if basketball don't work out, or if whatever you got going on don't work out, she'll aid you into some trouble, but she ain't gonna really take you out of the trouble. You know what I'm saying?
The problem with your metaphor is that it wasn't as simple as just the two. He had 28, or how many teams in the league?
32?
32 women to choose from.
Man, LeBron has had as much.
And the one he decided to go
LeBron's
to
had as much freedom
was
with
the
his roster
easiest
as
road.
anybody else has in the NBA. He has had say so on
But he
everything
didn't
that gets
go
done
to the
there.
Celtics. He didn't go to the. He didn't go with KG.
But he brought
Ray
he
Allen.
brought the team with him. Man.
I respect that more. Like,
Who doesn't
don't go
want-
to the team that just beat you and kicked your ass.
Right.
Go get you some other guys and go back at them. Don't go to the dudes that just beat the shit
but what
out
if
you.
that doesn't work?
Clearly, it's not
Okay,
working.
well, you gonna take? All right, so you taking the short thing?
So
or you
you gonna
taking
join him.
You taking the short thing,
you
or
can't
you
beat
gonna?
him, you go join him. All right, I get it. You know, it's easier that way.
But I'm saying, so you're basically saying that he doesn't deserve the MVP because of who he plays for.
Mm.
yes,
Yeah, I'm saying
yes,
too.
I'm saying that. Yes.
I mean, I'm not disputing it. I'm
Okay,
just
but-
this
Can
I'm
I
playing
say it
devil's
louder?
advocate.
His
You want to
his
put an echo
his,
on it?
his
Yes,
but
yes,
can we say
yes.
Westbrook had
He had a
52?
triple double.
42 or 52?
Which one?
How many triple doubles he have?
Did y'all see his output in the playoffs though? He went 16-1 or something like that, 15-1 in the playoffs this year.
Wait, who?
Kevin Durant.
Well, he's on.
I mean, yeah. With,
And then what was his,
with
like,
the four
I mean, his-
Monstars? What
You're
you
calling
mean?
them monstars though, but nobody's calling Steph the best player in the league until he's with somebody like KD.
A couple years ago,
He
that
got
was.
the unanimous
A couple
MVP.
years ago,
couple years ago.
you was calling him better than
Wait
LeBron.
a minute. Did he
I
get the
mean, we thought
unanimous
that
MVP?
it was debatable.
He got
It
the
was.
unanimous MVP. The only person who's ever received that over Mike.
He had a hell of a season, but
Okay.
It was
I argue
debating
that
that.
like
It was
there was some
debating
MVPs in the early '90s that wasn't Mike, and some
Listen,
guys had some crazy seasons.
You cannot discredit a unanimous MVP, regardless if it was an incredible season or not.
I'm not
That means he's a
disputing
pretty
that.
good- That means he's a pretty good player.
I'm not calling him whack. You're not. You're like
I mean,
misinterpreting.
but you're saying that he just fell off when.
No, I'm saying that we all know that LeBron's the best player in the league.
Right.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're saying Steph, like, we all realized that yes, he was a great player when they won that title, but at the same time, that was a team effort too when they won that title.
I agree.
And again, like, he was the catalyst to that team. He kind of steered that title and all that, whatever. But at the same time, when the next year came around and they lost when they were up 3-1, we realized that he's not the guy that can really control a game to the point where he's
LeBron.
Like, yeah, exactly. Bron's going, like, if it's between him and LeBron, he's getting that title. Bron's getting that title every time.
I agree
You give him Kevin Durant, and Bron's not getting that title no more.
I agree.
I'm just saying this. Russell Westbrook
MVP.
should definitely win the MVP. You know what I'm saying? Well, I love we got to have the argument. You got to debate. But I think that this year he should get what West got, Kerry got, and that's the unanimous
he
decision.
won't get the unanimous.
We've kicked this horse. I say we
But
move
he should
on
get it.
to the next topic.
We got a big fight that was announced.
What about this shit?
Conor
going
McGregor.
down.
We talking about Conor.
August
Floyd.
26,
Yeah.
2017.
You know,
Can I be the interview guy here
Go
right
ahead,
now?
man, please.
All right,
Please.
Let's
I
go.
want- I'm the Irish guy here, so y'all know who I'm for.
Okay.
here we
But-
go.
I might make the case for him if both of y'all pick Floyd. Otherwise, I'm going to do what my heart says and pick Floyd. I want to hear somebody else be the devil's advocate. But if you don't, then I'll play it for a minute.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to play.
I
I
figured
mean,
that was
I
coming.
can
I
I
figured
can
that was
pull out some bullet BS now if you want to.
Nah, go ahead, man. Let me
Want me
spit it
try
from
to
the heart.
spit
it from the heart.
for
No,
Conor?
spit it from the heart, man. No, give it to me straight up.
Okay.
Thoughts fired.
You know what? I'm gonna jump out the window with this one. Floyd is going to get no. I'm not going like
Wait,
45th
window,
floor.
yeah.
I'm going third floor window.
Right, okay.
Floyd is going to get his signature knockout 50th, and he's going to make a logo out of it.
50th win. Not
50th
gonna
win.
make a
No, but it's
logo
going to
out the
be
knockout.
it's going to be a knockout, and it's going to make a logo, and it's going to forever say MMA guys should not jump into the ring with professional boxers, and that's what it's going to
Probably
be.
right. Now, boxers probably shouldn't jump in the ring with MMA guys.
It happened, didn't it? James
Yeah,
Toney.
I mean, there's a lot of guys
James
that
Toney.
transition.
James
James
Toney.
Toney got in. He got his ass whooped.
I
I'm
think he got
pretty
his
sure.
ass whooped. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
James Toney. You know,
Well,
he was a he was a
So that's
bruiser.
even more reason why he's going to make a statement.
them MMA
He's gonna
motherfuckers
it's going to be his 50th. He's going to get a knockout on Conor McGregor. He's going to.
And that'll be the best record in boxing ever, right? Or will it tie?
No, that's the best.
What was Rocky Marciano was
He
on
had
49.
48 or.
He's tied right now.
Oh no, he had 49.
Yeah.
Google, man, get your MacBook going, boy.
Google it.
Get your
Google
Googles
it.
working.
Get your Googles.
So, all right, while he's
Do your
Googling,
Googles.
tell me what's up. How you see the fight going?
I see the fight going for entertainment purposes. 6. And
You think Floyd got knockout power?
Yeah, I mean, he only had like I only seen Floyd knock about 2 or 3 dudes
he's
out.
got,
Hold on, man.
he's got to because we haven't seen it in a
I only
while.
seen it. I don't know
We
what
haven't
I've
seen it in a
seen
while.
When have
This
you
is the
seen Conor
perfect
McGregor get
opportunity.
knocked out, though?
Never.
Okay, and you talking about,
with gloves.
like, we talking about boxing gloves out here. You see what I'm saying? We're not
Yeah.
talking about the MMA gloves where you got, you know what I'm saying, you got some padding there. Don't get me wrong.
I honestly believe, I'm going to be 100 with you. I honestly believe that it's going to be go rounds and Floyd will get the decision.
You just said you thought he was going to knock him
No,
out.
I said the prediction is.
Oh, you
I was just,
bold prediction.
Yeah, the bold
jumping out the
prediction,
window,
jumping out
third
the window,
floor.
third
Okay,
floor.
yeah, okay.
Third
So you
floor.
did.
He gonna
You
back
got
it up,
yeah,
spray
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I honestly think that it's going to be.
He's just getting away from the shooter of
Yeah.
thoughts fired right now. Somebody came in.
Third
shooting.
floor.
I mean, what's going to happen is they're going to go with the decision. He's going to get all 3 from the judges. We're going to sit and watch this bull BS of Conor try to hit
I got
Floyd.
it. I got it right here.
What's up?
You talking 100?
49-0
Right.
is a tie between Rocky Marciano and Floyd Mayweather.
So he takes the cake. If he
There's
wins.
one over here, Ricardo Lopez. It says he retired undefeated 50-0 with 1 draw.
What was he, like a feather? What was it? Weight
They
class?
said he was an IBF. IBF, WA, WC. I don't know which way. I don't know. He's a junior flyweight.
Oh, shit.
Right.
This
Anyway,
motherfucker's,
this
yeah, it's like.
motherfucker's 70 pounds.
You got
105. He's 100 pounds.
105 pounds. I don't even want to watch that. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, well, Rocky Marciano and Floyd Mayweather.
Rocky Marciano whooped his ass.
He whooped Joe Lewis's ass.
Joe Lewis was
137 years old.
137 years old. Hey, side note. They should have made a movie just about those guys in that barbershop.
Man,
Man. 'Cause I watched this thing. They have a thing on YouTube that just has those guys' clips.
With Arsenio and them in there.
It's
yeah.
hilarious, man. But anyway, Floyd Mayweather, I think he's going to get this win and hold the record as the greatest fighter of all time, going 50-0.
Okay, all
He
right.
needs to knock him out.
So I'm going to tell y'all what I want to happen,
He
and
needs
then
to
I'm
knock
going
him
to
out.
tell y'all what I know is going to happen.
he needs to knock him out.
I want Conor McGregor to walk in here with a pair of boxing gloves on. And I want him to stand in the middle of the ring the entire time. And I don't think Floyd can knock him out. Okay? But I do think Floyd can light his ass up. But I want him to stand in the middle of the ring, and I want him to throw punches. Because if you've ever watched people fight Floyd, it aggravates the hell out of me that they will not throw punches at him. Now,
Right.
granted, you can't hit him. So I understand why you're not throwing punches at him.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like I've watched people try. You can't hit him. But if you're gonna put me in the ring with somebody, I'm going out on the fact that I was throwing my hands. So I want McGregor to go stand in the middle of that ring, and I want him to take every hit he gives him. And I don't think Floyd can knock him out. I don't think Conor can hit him enough to even warrant a real fight. But at the same time, I want him to stand in the middle of that ring and give me some sort of Rocky performance where Apollo wins in the end, but Conor goes out there and he's like, I'm gonna see you in the hospital later and tell you ain't no rematch coming and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you ever seen Rocky, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. But I think it's great for the sport.
I'm gonna tell you what I know is gonna happen. I don't mean to cut you off.
Are you good?
I'm gonna give you my second part of this. Floyd's gonna go out there, and Conor's gonna come out there boxing. And he's going to talk a lot of shit, but he knows this is a win-win for him. Because all he's got to do is say, look, I'm not a boxer. I'm going out of my element to fight the greatest fighter in the world. Because Floyd, I don't give a shit how you slice it or dice it. I've watched boxing for a long time. I'm a huge fan of boxing. And Floyd Mayweather is the most impressive human being I've ever seen. His fights aren't the greatest to watch because people don't hit him. But if you ever watch this man, he will let you sit and throw punches at him, and he will let you miss all day long. And as soon as he figures you out, he eats your ass up. Like, the dude's a brilliant fighter. He's stupid as you get, but can't read, can fight, he can make money.
Yep.
So Floyd's gonna go in. He's gonna great businessman, man.
The purse on this fight alone is gonna be ridiculous,
right?
And I've never witnessed a sporting event where we know the outcome.
And we're still gonna watch it.
And we're still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And a sporting event, a competitive event.
Right. A huge main pay-per-view event. And don't get me wrong, like I said, Conor McGregor is going to bring the attendance. He's going to talk shit. He's going to play his role. He's going to get paid well.
Yeah.
He's not going to win this fight. If it was an MMA fight, I still don't know if he could beat him.
Right.
But he'd have a better chance of being at least trying to get him on the ground or something like that and tap him out or something.
Trying to move or something. Yeah.
Floyd is crazy.
A whole different breed there. So August 26, 2017. Get your pay-per-view ready. We got a little ways to go about that. You know how we feel about it. Another big thing that's in the news right now that I'm definitely not proud of, because everybody knows, what I bleed, that's a black and red till I'm dead, but
Word, I can dig it.
We got to get into it, man, because it's really some national.
Michigan got a title and didn't mean it.
It's really a national issue now, man. They're really putting a bad name on my favorite school, my favorite team, and they know it's Louisville, and right now,
I gave a metaphor earlier. I got to give a disclaimer now.
Okay.
I want to just straight up, everybody wants to hear us go about, talking about Kentucky and Louisville. That's what we've done on Facebook. If you've ever worked with us at the Courier Dome down there, shout out to LRC.
Yeah,
if you was ever down there, me and Rick would get into some extremely heated debates around March, just going at it. But at the same time, I can say I have literally sit and watched NCAA tournament games where we played Louisville next to this guy.
Exactly.
There's nobody I respect in life more than Rick, and this is not a situation where I'm literally trying to bash Louisville and make him feel bad about being a fan. Completely. Okay. There's a little bit of shots I'm going to throw because it's just necessary, but this is in no way we want to talk about this in a very kind of intelligent manner, not shouting over each other and saying this, that, and the other about each other. We all know that if
son, kill him, son.
Yeah, he's up there hyped because he got a banner and didn't even know it. But like I said, we don't want to go about this in a manner to where we're trying to it's not a competition. We're going to talk about what happened intelligently. We're going to get out a rundown. I mainly want to know why Rick still got his job. I'm pretty tickled that the banners are potentially coming down for the moment. They still got to go through the appeal process, but we'll cover all that as we go on. I just wanted to give y'all a disclaimer that this is my homie, my brother. This is somebody I love to death. I have a lot of friends that are big Louisville fans, and we can talk shit all day long, and we can carry on all we want to, but at the end of the day, I fight the devil for them. None of this, this is just us carrying on, giving the people what they want.
Thoughts fired.
Hear us out.
Yeah.
All right. So, when I was in the hospital, I stared at my little baby girl, wake up early. I start to turn on KSR. I know you like to give me hell about this, you know what I'm saying? But while I'm sitting over there listening, I'm laying in the bed. We have finally got a little bit of rest, and I'm up because I know it's like 10 o'clock's coming and the show's getting ready to start. And as I start the show, they start going in on how there's a meeting call for the NCAA at 12. Like they're gonna find out what's going on at 11 o'clock and this, that, and the other. So by the time the second hour, KSR is 10:05 to 12:05. The second hour comes on a little after 11. They come back out with the results, and I giggle so hard, And it just, in all fairness, like I couldn't believe that they came after the banner, but they did. I laughed about it. I want to hear, when you finally found out about it, what was your first reaction? Like, just straight up, full disclosure, first reaction.
I came into the break room at work, and everybody was trying to run the TV, and I'm like, what's going on? And I seen that they had somebody from the NCAA, I guess the board or somebody on the investigation, was just speaking about, I guess, what had just happened.
Well, at 12 o'clock, they came out and gave their decision. The NCAA came out and did a press conference.
So
and
I
then
believe
at
it was somebody
12:30,
who interviewed with ESPN right after that. I believe that's what it was. And basically, they were saying they wanted the wins vacated from 2010, 2014. They want a list of everybody that was involved with the parties to determine if these players was deemed ineligible.
Right.
Of course, they said Rick Pitino is going to be suspended for the first 5 games of ACC play. Like I said, this is to go to appeal process, but what's going on right now is just pretty, like me. I'm a fan of facts, and like really, of course, all of us Louisville fans were like trying to put this off to figure out when something really was going to be put in paper and put down. Of course, we took it upon ourselves to punish ourselves to sit out the NCAA tournament last year.
Self-imposed. Some sanctions.
So we
you
were
hired
hoping,
the Chuck Smart guy from NCAA.
We were hoping to that'll put a blanket over everything, but with these recent findings going on, man, it really. It really stings, man, because they really, they're really talking about some very serious infractions here. Because what happens is, we'll be the first school ever to have a championship banner taken down.
Right. Well, major school, I think like Thomas More, actually, the girls program had a banner stripped from them.
NCAA men's school.
But yeah, like for this on this level,
a
couple things I learned throughout the process, like when they were talking, Kansas had an ineligible player with Darrell Arthur the year that they beat Memphis for the title. When Derrick Rose, they lost the game, but they said basically that, what his infractions were basically what only got him a 4-game suspension. So they didn't take the title from them. So they let them keep the title based on the fact that he would only been suspended for the first 4 games. They probably really didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But they took the banner, the Final Four banner from Derrick Rose and them. Never proved a thing. The NCAA never proved anything. So when we get into this Louisville scandal, man, like it's, we talked last week a little bit about the audit. There was a lady like erasing emails, they taking the president's hard drive and, having the ITT, the iTech, whatever it is. People
I'm pulling a shot of Hennessy right now, guys.
I don't blame you. But no, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to just kick a deal. I'm saying like with all this going on.
It makes you feel that way. You got to pull a shot of Hennessy. I got to pull a shot of Hennessy.
But then you go back, man, and you try to, I tried to find a timeline for where I felt like a lot of this stuff kind of started. And with Tom Jurich, President Ramsey already been proven, to have some issues with probably doing some things with some money that they didn't completely have the authority to do. And, there's some legal stuff clearly that's went on. You jump into this fact that, I feel like, sports, sometimes that little society they have there is a reflection of what's going on in the real world too. These are petty crimes for the most part. But when caught, and put on a national scale, people want blood. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
they've seen this. So for you guys, your argument mainly is consisted of, man, this is bullshit. This woman's this, that, and the other. This is crazy, blah, blah, blah. What are we doing here? Guys go on campus and have sex probably all the time. And you're probably right. You're probably right with that. But with this, it paints a definite picture of some things that have shown what Louisville's stigma has become over the years, along with the audit coming out.
Yeah, at the same time, man, we're taking we're getting it on all levels right now, man.
And
Jeez.
again, like I said with Rick, man, like Rick, my whole thing is, Rick's a legend. Nobody's gonna dispute that. But his legacy at this point is what? They've taken his only title at Louisville.
Tarnished.
For the moment. Now,
Let me
if
speak on Louisville fans.
Okay.
How we feel about this?
right.
Stripped or not, that was our moment that we can all share. We love that moment. It was a great story from Kevin Ware breaking his leg. I was there. I seen the Elite Eight game. I seen the Sweet 16 game. I seen him get the trophy to go to the Final Four. I was in the building, and I just feel like those memories can't be taken away. My championship shirt I have can't be taken away. Now, you can take that banner down, take the trophy away, but us as Cardinal fans, we're going to know that we worked hard for that. And I feel like
And I feel
them
that.
getting naked and getting live in the room had nothing to do with these players that
I
win the
feel that,
championship.
like,
So that's
wholeheartedly.
what I feel about that. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
feel that
that's my
wholeheartedly,
argument.
but the reality of the situation is, like, everything has to be taken away. Like the Final Four floor in the Yum Center, all those things, they've got to go. Those players didn't play at Louisville as far as the record books go. So for you personally, yes, you've seen it,
Yeah.
and I understand that. But like we talked about, 50 years from now, it's not going to matter. You know what I mean? If they even write in anything, they'll say that Michigan won the title that year. Shout out to our, producer. Our ITT genius over here. If
Man,
we got
but
some hard drives, he can
honestly, I
erase
feel
them joints.
I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel the same way that Double feels.
You don't want that banner like that. I'm just
I really don't. But
that's
I
that's,
understand what you're
that,
saying.
Like,
but-
yeah, like it doesn't matter to us really. Like as far as the record books go, that's gone, and that's a powerful thing to be able to remove that from a school like Louisville. That has been a top 10, 12, 15 program for most of its history, and
In all
even
sports.
coming from not
In all
all sports.
sports.
Now basketball, you guys are definitely
here.
legendary. Football, you've made some
We're here
noise.
now.
Yeah, you've made some noise.
Baseball, we here now.
And no doubt, like it's not.
Y'all can't
I'm not
mess
here.
with our
I'm not
swim
here to
team.
discredit Louisville.
Y'all can't
My
mess with
question
our
is,
swim team.
my main question is, to be honest with you, is all right. You've got
Ask Michael
You've got
Phelps.
from 2003. Okay, you got Rick Pitino encounters a woman in a Italian restaurant.
Right.
He's married, father of 5. You see what I'm saying? Got 5 kids, coaching a prominent program. A top 10 program, one you've just bragged about. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And he got
He's
some
the head
side-
coach
he
of this
got some
team.
side
Shout out
girl.
to
He's in a Italian restaurant. She whispers some shit to him. He pulls. They sit around basically until the owner leaves. Apparently, the owner was so cool with Rick. It's like, hey, I'm locking the doors up. Y'all just make sure y'all close them when you get out of here. They all leave. This man dusts her off on a table in the restaurant. According to him, it was 15 seconds. Ran down his leg. We've all heard the segment about
had
what
that
he
wet
said.
wet. She had that wet wet.
Yeah. So, long story short, this happens. Tom Jurist stands behind Rick Pitino. He plays the victim. Woman's extorting me. I committed adultery working for a high-profile program in a restaurant, an Italian restaurant, where most people wouldn't even be able to keep their job after this happens. But the AD stands behind him, okay? Now, these are facts now. These are all facts. They
So
go to court.
what are we talking about? His character? Like, I don't understand.
Okay, well, what I'm getting at is the man has, in this situation, he paid for an abortion from this lady, okay? Sent her up there, pays for an abortion, she goes and gets it. Then after this is all done, she starts threatening to expose him for the sexual encounters they had and what all had transpired.
Okay.
He calls the FBI. They had sent some emails, said some dumbass shit, and got in trouble for extortion. So she gets hit for extortion. She served 7 years in the penitentiary for extorting Rick Pitino.
She was professional extortionist.
She was a slut that was in an Italian restaurant that Rick just figured he
Right, but that's what she did, though.
yeah,
That's
she
how
extorted him.
got-
So that
right.
was her intentions. He beats the case, wins the extortion battle. She goes to prison, but at the same time, he has to get on stage or get on in front of a court and admit that he literally cheated on his wife in an Italian restaurant, which starts the kind of the butt of the jokes with the whole Rick Pitino thing. Then we move forward. You know what I'm saying? You get to August 2015. I'm sitting in my house when all this breaks. I'm looking at Twitter, and I find out that there's this woman saying that, these Louisville recruits are going in there and there's strippers involved. Russ Smith got pictures.
One thing does not constitute to the other, though. But okay.
I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying, who do you know that keeps their job after an extortion case where you cheated on your wife.
But the extortion is
I'm not
personal,
even
separate from-
saying that Rick can't even get past that because of how great he is, but I'm saying it carries over into a culture that they're breeding in Louisville to where
Well, I would say they, McKee. I can't say they, man.
and I'm not even giving Rick. I'm not even like you got to let me lead up to this.
I understand.
All right, so you know what I mean. The thing comes to fruition about Indiana calls and says, "Hey, we got this guy that's like apparently he's a co-author to this crazy book this woman's writing." They send some pictures to him and basically say, "Hey, you know, we got some pictures. Do you know this guy? Blah blah blah. This book's about to come out." Louisville starts talking to the NCAA, letting them know there's some infractions that possibly came about. So all that goes on. October 2nd, the woman, she puts the book out, breaking the cardinal rule. You know, that goes on. Louisville hires a guy from the NCAA a few days after that. October 20th, outside the line, airs the whole thing about, you know, what they find to be true. Couple things happen. Louisville self-imposes the sanctions. Then you get around to June 15th, where we just seen, you know, they wrote a letter back basically after they found out what the NCAA had punished them for, and they said, "Look, don't punish Rick Pitino. He didn't know. He gets 5 games. It's not that big a deal."
outside
They vacate
of the actual scandal that I'm almost convinced that he didn't know anything about. I don't see why that is cause for him to lose his job.
16-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids go into a dorm room into which they're basically coerced into having sex with prostitutes.
They didn't know that. They didn't know that he was paying them though.
But they didn't punish Rick like he knew. They punished him like he should have known.
But
And
the
we're talking
kids
about 4
didn't
years
know
old.
that McGee was paying
And
these
the other
girls for
thing
his
about
acts.
that too is that we don't know the full context.
They were giving the
of that.
kids money.
Well, I thought I was reading this article. It said that you know they didn't know.
The NCAA can't prove anything as far as where the money came from, and I think that's what they were hoping would get them off. You know what I'm saying? By saying, Andre, for whatever reason, he's not talking. The Williams kid won't turn over his phone. He's not talking. So they're hoping, based on the fact that you don't have any evidence, you really can't take that banner from them. Now, they self-impose sanctions, and they think, okay, we've done this, you know, back off of us. But the NCAA says, no, this
And that's the other thing. We don't know what
quote unquote
what that
repugnant.
kid. I mean, we don't know what that kid was. I mean, you know, he's saying that he supposedly didn't
Well,
want to
I
go in
mean,
there. He was coached to go in there. But
I'm not going to sit here and
A 16-year-old kid, whether he wants to go in there or not, if you're providing that environment for him, like, what kind of expectations do you expect the public to, like, all right, my thing with Louisville with this whole thing, we all know the history, the backdrop, what else going on. Why is it that they feel that they shouldn't be punished like this? What should be the proper punishment, okay? Because if you follow precedent with the NCAA, if you find players ineligible, which you would have deemed ineligible for an entire season, you have to take the wins away. If you don't, you're showing favoritism because they won the title, okay? Now, this is a different situation than just about anything you've ever seen. And the fact that there's no monetary value put on the strippers. They don't care if they were cheap, expensive, whatever. They're saying this was a situation where you had a underage sex ring basically going on in your dorms. And, you know, how do you expect them to react?
That's just what I feel about it, man. For one, I think Rick, like you said, it was going on for 4 years, you know. And as I read in the article, it said, you know, people were scared to tell Rick because he would flip out. Now, mind you, this is in Billy Minardi Hall?
Right, his brother-in-law's
His brother-in-law who passed away in 9/11. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that you know, who would want that on you know on that dorm rooms, you know, legacy that
Right, I don't
you know
think
this
he
was
knew
going on.
that.
I don't think I can say that. What
don't
I would
think
love
he
to happen
wanted to
is
know
that
either.
you know, as we talked about earlier, the NCAA doesn't have subpoena rights to subpoena people to come to court. But what I would love to happen is to have Andre McGee come out and tell the whole story, the truth, and nothing but the truth.
He's going to.
And if it does incriminate Coach Pitino or anybody else, I feel like They have to
But
go.
my thing is, I
They
think
have
he's
to go.
he's gonna take the money right now because I fully think that somebody's paying him to keep his mouth shut. Because him falling on the sword fall list is really causing him a lot of heat. It's pretty much ruined his dreams as wanting to be a coach and all that stuff. He's driving the Uber. Yes, he will come clean, but it'll be after this is all said and done with before he ever mentions anything of it. Somebody will end up paying him in the long run to come clean. But what I want to
Come
get
on,
at,
man. And let's talk about the other story. This dust bucket, dusty feet, crab. Anyway, this lady that's trying to really come up off a college program. She's doing a movie about it. Come on, man. Like, yes, what we did is wrong.
I honestly think that they provided whatever these college recruits wanted, and I think if he wanted some girls or whatever, that dude had to hook up. He called old girl and he got her some butt. And that's what happened. Then he went and flipped and turned the whole thing. They are probably providing
he doesn't have the
whatever
money.
these recruits
He doesn't.
wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't have the money to fork it over himself. So what happens is, he
gets
doesn't
it from-
speak. The other coach doesn't speak. There's documentation of them saying that, like, one of the coaches made acknowledgement to you guys practice sluggish today because y'all were with the strippers last night. So clearly it was known amongst the program. You also get the fact that Minardi Hall is his brother's dorm and all that. But at the same time, he claims that nobody can mess that up without him going through there and finding out blah, 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 blah. But he contradicts himself because there's a camera out where the strippers supposedly came in. They can't find any tape about that. You don't get McGee to talk. You don't get nobody else to talk. So you don't have the information. So the NCAA can only assume the worst.
Andre McGee, bring your bitch ass forward and speak on it, man. Like, we need you to do that for the whole damn Card Nation, man.
Right.
We tired of you, like, your dumb ass the one that got us in it, man. Get us out of it. Even if it does get people fired, who cares?
I
man?
mean, Rick's. I mean, this is already like, and, you know, I asked you to read an article about, you know, the one guy saying enough's enough. Like, can we just go ahead and accept the punishment, let it go, and move on? Because all this is doing is making our one shining moment like not look like the moment we thought it was. So, you know, I know it hurts, man.
It hurts.
I know it sucks,
It hurts.
but that's 3 banners. And then North Carolina has to really be like, because y'all in the same conference and they play with ineligible players that's already been proven. So if they were to not take that banner from them, then they're clearly playing favoritism. Y'all in the same conference, got a lot going on.
Let's feel like we're gonna win the appeal and keep our banner. That's why I'm gonna keep the hopes up. L1C4, shout out to Card Nation, man. Thank y'all very much for supporting the Card Nation.
Appreciate
man.
y'all listening tonight, man. Look, we've really talked a lot, and it's Father's Day. We got mothers.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we've got mothers sitting at home watching babies, and I've got mine back there. She's probably ready to cut my throat, but you know, I talk out of it because I'm a smooth talking motherfucker. Believe that.
Hey, yeah. Oh, like you said, man. We are just so appreciative of anybody that takes the time out to come and listen to us, just talk some shit, man. You know, Thoughts Fired, man, podcast. Like I said, learn as we
Rick
go.
Pitino killed babies, provided strippers, and had an affair, and this man's still telling me that he needs more.
That's right.
But the BBN loved him to death when he was over
That's
there.
all right.
the
I tell you,
American
what, you know what I think though? I
the
honestly,
American
and
way.
this is just one last thing before we get off here. I think if Calipari was the coach of Louisville and he did this shit, they'd probably keep his ass too. To be honest
Hey,
with you.
tonight's show was provided by Hennessy and 100 Proof. We got 100 in here tonight, man. So, like I said, happy Father's Day,
Starbucks
everybody.
Gardens.
Thoughts Fired, Starbucks Gardens, we good too.
Love you. I appreciate the listen.
Hey,
Happy Father's Day to everybody that's raising babies.
congratulations again. Hey, toast, man. Toast to
Toast
toast to you.
up, toast up. Happy Pork Gravy
Thoughts
Shot.
Fired,
Thoughts Fired.
Thoughts Fired. We got
Rainbow
the
Grace.
Yeah.
All that.
Toast, man. Another episode. Salute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.